With the Rebel rebound, and Rich celebrates a 51-46 victory.
Rich Rebel basketball is on. After returning to the semifinals and graduating 7 seniors last year, the Rebels reload for this season with a young, athletic roster and hopes of another run at the title.
He'll shoot over the top and miss, and Wilson is there for the quick putback. He didn't come down, just in the air, pushed it right back up and in.
Coach Ashley Brown leads the Rebels out onto the hardwood, and the Rebels are ready to run.
Just as the Rebel crowd starts to chant, "I believe that we have won."
MyLocalRadio.com presents Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ-FM 98.3. Rebel Radio, with live streaming video at MyLocalRadio.com.
Fires up, left corner, Wilson for three. No, just off the back of the iron, but he gets the shooter's touch. It hits the front of the iron and rolls down through.
Rich High School Hoops is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, by Plains Tire of Evanston, by the Come On In of Casper, the store, by Evanston Regional Hospital, by Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, and by MyLocalRadio.com.
Kyler Wilson rebounds and heads across the timeline. He wisely and sportsmanlikely stops and lets the time run out, and Rich earns the win.
And now, Rebel Roundball fans, pull on your lucky socks, set your seat to full recline, and get ready to cheer on your Rebels as we head courtside to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan STEINECKERT.
Good afternoon and welcome, Rebel fans, to the pregame show brought to you by Gary H. Tusher, CPA, for all your accounting needs. Call 208-847-2601 or visit online at garytcpa.com. The Rebels will need those lucky socks on today. We mentioned just a moment ago they face a very good Piute T-Birds team that took down Penguich last week and played for Bryce Valley pretty close. We'll tell you more about that on our scene set, brought to you by J-Bar Excavation when we return. It's Rich versus Piute, and this is the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Two of the things you work hardest for in life are your family and your money. Taking care of the money you earn is an important part of taking care of your family. Gary Tusher, CPA of Montpelier, Idaho, is a rancher who's also provided professional tax preparation and financial services for more than 30 years.
When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, 208-847-2601.
Bryce Valley has it all working against Tabiona. The Mustangs lead the Tigers 53-23. They've been shooting lights out, especially in the second and third quarters. And a big lead. Rich on the wings, or in the wings, and maybe in the locker room right now, getting dressed and ready to go against the Piute T-Birds. Welcome back to the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show. Committed to helping you achieve the highest return on your investment. That's Gary Tusher CPA. The Rebels take on the Piute T-Birds today, and this is your J-Bar Excavation scene set, the team, the tools, and the experience for your excavation project. That's J-Bar Excavation. And jumping into a little more detail on the scene set, Rebels, I think, will be the home team, designated home team in this one, but we'll see. Either way, we'll tell you about the Rebels first coming in at 0-2 and having lost 50-29 against Bear Lake, 51-37 against Wayne yesterday. Rebels got 11 points, 7 rebounds from Riley Taylor, but not much else. Connor Greer finishes with 8 points and a few rebounds, and Logan Muirbrook 5 points. He's been steady, 5 points in each of the first 2 games, but Rich has got to get a lot more, and specifically yesterday, it was needing a lot more in the first half. Rich scored just 8 points through the first 2 quarters, and that included a Connor Greer three-pointer just before the second quarter buzzer. And so Rich, with just those 8 points in the first half, 29 in the second half, much better, but they've got to find that consistency. And a big difference between the first half and the second was just playing with more aggressiveness. And part of it, I think, also, I was just talking with a couple of the Rebel players, and they just said, you know, that was our second game. We're still trying to get into the flow of the offense, getting, you know, into the flow, the execution of how things go, where we're supposed to be at what time, and that kind of a thing. So some adjustments to be made still, but Rich, just 2 games in, 33 points scored per game, and they've allowed 50.5 points per game. The Piute T-Birds come in at 4-2 overall, 2-1 in Region 20 play. And looking back at their schedule, they lost by just 2 points to Beaver. They lost by 3 against a tough Kanab team. They beat Panguitch 41-35. And I said they lost to Beaver. They beat Beaver by 2. They lost to Bryce Valley just a week ago, 71-62. And again, looking at this Bryce Valley team, they can shoot the lights out. And I don't know whether they'll live or die by the 3 later as the season goes on. But boy, they are living today against Tabiona, winning 54-29 with 1:19 left in the third. Piute, after losing to Bryce Valley, beat Diamond Ranch 76-64, and then yesterday beat Tabiona 44-28. That was a close game midway through the third, but Piute held Tabiona to 5 points in the final about 12 minutes of game time and pulled away for a 16-point win. Tabiona lost a lot from last year's state championship team. The Piute T-Birds did not lose much from last year's team that won the consolation with a 65-38 win over Milford. They gave Wendover just about all they could handle in the first round of the playoffs, losing 69-68. And then we know that Rich beat Wendover last year in the quarterfinals in overtime. And Piute last year 14-12 overall. They went 6-6 in Region 22 or Region 20. That was after the year before, 13-13. They finished 4th, losing to Manila in that 3rd and 4th place game. And they've consistently been pretty good. Eric Jessen in his 2nd year coaching the Piute T-Birds, and they have one state title in their history. That was in 1996. Coach Jessen led the Bryce Valley Mustangs to a state title in 2012-13, I believe it was, and then coached at Duchesne, brought the girls' programs way up, and they played for a state title or 2 in Duchesne Eagles girls basketball, and Coach Jessen in his 2nd year with the Piute T-Birds. As for the series between these two teams, they've met a bunch of times recently, just since 2003 or 2002-03. Rich has played Piute 13 times, and Rich holds a 1-game advantage, but lost the last time these two teams met. That was in the first round of the 2017-18 playoffs, a year that Rich had expectations of reaching and maybe even winning a state championship game, but lost, was upset, overlooked Piute. Whether you want to look at it or however you want to look at it, Piute outplayed Rich that day and won 57-54. So that was the last time these teams met. They had split a couple of times before that. Rich won 4 straight in the series from 2012 to 2014. But, of course, it's a new season, and Piute brings back most of their starters from a year ago. And, again, has started 4-2. They last beat Tabiona yesterday, 44-28. And the T-Birds bring back just about all of their starters from last year's team. Scoring so far this year, 56 points and allowing 52 per contest. This is your J-Bar Excavation scene set, the team, the tools, and the experience for your excavation project. That's J-Bar Excavation. Stay tuned. The Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show continues. We'll hear from Rich Rebel student sophomore Modoc Early on our standout student interview when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Every excavation project requires the professionals, the equipment, and the strategy to get the job done right. J-Bar Excavation in Randolph, Utah has the team, the tools, and the plan to execute every phase of your project to create exactly what you're looking for. They have the machinery and the experience to provide quality work that fits your schedule and your budget. Call them today, 435-793-5855. J-Bar Excavation, 90 North Main, Randolph.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
Back on the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show. Gary H. Tusher, for all your accounting needs, call 208-847-2601. That's 208-847-2601. Tabiona trails 60-31 against the Bryce Valley Mustangs. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Earlier today, the ICS Lions destroyed the Diamond Ranch Diamondbacks, 91-28, somewhere in that ballpark of a final score. Manila pulled away in the second half to beat Green River, and Wendover squeaked by Valley in overtime, 84-83. This is the fourth game of the day, and boy, Bryce Valley continues to pour it on with some accurate shooting from outside. Let's move on in our Gary H. Tuscher CPA pregame show with our standout student. With Modoc Early, a sophomore at Rich High School. Thanks for your time today, Modoc.
You're welcome.
How's your sophomore year going?
Pretty good. A little stressful, but it's good.
What's making it stressful?
Just a lot of homework and required classes that aren't really fun, but you still have to do them to graduate.
Do you get some of those out of the way now, and then junior, senior year, you get a little more freedom, like electives and stuff?
I would recommend, as a freshman, take as much required classes as you can to free up a sophomore schedule, and then as a sophomore, take even more, so that way as a junior and senior, you have a bunch of free classes.
Will you think about doing some college classes or working toward an associate's in the coming years?
Yes, I will work towards my associates.
And do you know what you want to do after Rich High School?
I want to go into the military, ROTC, so somewhere around there.
Tell me more about that.
Well, I want to go, I always forget the name of the academy, but I want to go to a school in somewhere in the New England area. I always forget where it is, Maryland, I think. And it's where you can be, I want to be a field marshal or I guess a defense secretary, somewhere around there. I really want to be one of the guys that designs battle plans or like discusses how we can win a battle or a certain war. I really am big into that. So,
how do you get into that? How do you know you enjoy that kind of thing?
Well, I like politics and history and math. And so I've been talking to one of my uncles that works in the military, and he said that's one of the main criteria to know that you'll enjoy what the military has to offer. So it's been pretty good.
So what will it take to get there? Do you have to have a high GPA or high ACT, things like that?
The ASVAB test that's coming up, you got to do well in that, as well as maintain good grades. But besides that, just don't get in legal trouble and don't get in big trouble or just keep good grades.
Stay in line.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Modoc, last spring, I think you were like 5'8". Now you're what, 6 foot?
I want to say 6 foot. I feel like 6 foot, but I don't know.
Right around 6 foot, 6'1", but you did grow over the summer.
Yeah, I grew a lot, and I've been lifting weights too, so hopefully I'll get bigger and stronger.
In the past, you played basketball, but this year, no.
Yeah, last year I more just sat bench. I was a professional bench warmer. I guarded the water bottles and made sure no one took them without permission. That was my job. And this year I wanted to play more, so I did wrestling, and I've been enjoying it so far. It's been fun.
Had you wrestled in the past, growing up, middle school, anything?
I wrestled once in 8th grade for the 8th grade season, and it was pretty good. I was decent, but not great.
So you're jumping in as a sophomore, first year of varsity experience in wrestling, and what weight are you at?
160. I'm 160 with Newly. Depends. I heard this really good kid's coming up, so I might either go 170 or 152 because I don't want to get hurt or just beaten badly, so I don't want to get embarrassed.
How did things go at your first matches this last weekend at the Grace Duels?
I won 3 in a row, and then I lost 2 in a row. So I got to tell you the story. My fourth one, there's this really ugly guy, and he was weird looking, and he acted weird. So in my mind, I was like, oh, I can beat this guy. He's weird. He's not going to be a good wrestler. So I go out there. I totally got really cocky. No, he was an awesome wrestler. I tried my hardest, but he was good. So I learned it's the weird ones you got to look out for. Those are the good ones.
So, are you a weird one or are you a good-looking one?
Well, I'm a good-looking one, yeah. But I'm also decent, so.
What do you feel like your strengths are? Because you haven't had a ton of experience to work on like the techniques and the moves and the holds and all that. I mean, I'm sure you're learning those things, but what makes you a good wrestler right now?
I get this from my mom. I never give up, and if I'm going to lose, then it's going to suck for the other guy to make me lose. So I'm never going to give up. I'm not going to be a fish. I'm just going to fight to the end.
You don't make it easy on him.
Yeah, no, it's going to be hard.
Do you think if you'd gone into that match with the ugly guy with a different attitude, would it have gone differently?
I want to say so because, I want to say that I'm awesome. But I don't know. He was good. He wrestled since he was young, and he's a junior. So I don't know. But I think it would have turned out differently. At least been longer as a match.
What do you need to improve on? What do you see as your biggest weakness right now as a wrestler?
I need to gain more mat time and learn more moves and get better at those moves, as well as just listen to my coaches more, I guess, and try harder in practice.
In practice, you're wrestling with Newly Cornea and anybody else? I mean, who's really working you?
Riker Conk and Newly, and then sometimes I'll wrestle with Jaden Rao and Buckwheat.
How good are those guys?
Jaden Rao's pretty good. I like him. He's strong. So Buckwheat only wrestled once, and he won. I don't think he's our heavyweight, but I know he's the heaviest out of all of us, and Riker's pretty good, too. He's been wrestling for a while.
How did the team do overall at Grace?
So at first, when we first faced Grace, I was the first one to win. But then after that, we got momentum going. Then we started facing easier teams because Grace is a hard team. And so when we faced easier teams, we started to win more.
You're obviously enjoying wrestling. Is there something about the sport that you like?
I like just, it's a fight. So, and it's all you. So if you win, it's all on you. You have to celebrate it because you did it all. You did all the work. But if you lose, it's all on you as well. So you can't blame anyone else, and I like it for that.
This week, I guess you've got the duel with Big Piney here at home. What will that be like to wrestle in front of the home crowd?
I'm going to get nervous. And I heard this guy's good, so I'm a little nervous even right now. But I'm going to work hard in practice. I'm going to eat well, and then hopefully I'll beat him.
There's your battle plan right there. You got a plan going in.
Yeah, there's my plan.
You're already doing what you want to do in the future, plan and battle.
Yeah, thank you.
Modoc, anything else we should touch on about the Rebel wrestling team?
They're good. I like the boys. They're good. We're brothers, basically. That's how we treat each other, so it's fun.
You spend a lot of time together. You get to know each other pretty well.
Yeah.
It's a brothership. That's a cool thing. All right, Modoc, let's move back to student-type stuff. So you played football, and will you do anything in the spring, golf or track and field?
I don't know yet. Maybe I'll do track. I know I won't do golf because golf costs a lot of money. So I got to save my money for my mission. And so I'll be working most weekends, but I might do track, maybe.
So a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints also in the cards before the military career?
Yes, I got it all planned out.
I know you can't plan it, but if you could, where would you go on your mission?
So what's the country? It's by Iraq and by Saudi Arabia. It was Desert Storm when Iraq invaded that country. Kuwait. Yeah, there we go. I always forget the name. I think they let in missionaries recently. So hopefully in the future, they'll let in like more missionaries like me. Or maybe Russia. I want to learn Russian or Arabic. I think that'd be cool.
You got a real analytical mind.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Any classes that you're really enjoying right now in high school?
I gotta think. Seminary. I like seminary. There's free candy every day.
You gotta love that about bro.
Yes. Yeah.
Will you do the musical?
I'm not. Maybe next year. But I'm not. I'm decent at singing. But I can play an instrument pretty decently as well. So.
Are you in the band?
No, I'm not in the band. I played clarinet for almost 6 years in Provo, so I was pretty good at that.
Modoc, is there anything else? You mentioned the clarinet. Any other instruments you play or any other hobbies you have we should know about?
No, not really. That's just me.
Last question, Modoc, is what's your favorite thing about being a rich rebel?
Friends. Since you know everyone, you're good friends with anyone, and you need someone to talk to, you can go to them. So it's a pretty friendly community.
Sophomore at Rich High School, Modoc Early, a 160-pound wrestler. That may change soon, but we'll see. Good luck with the Marsh Valley tournament this weekend and the rest of your sophomore year.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Modoc. This is the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show. We'll visit with the coaches when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
What could be better than a fresh, mouth-watering burger from the Crawford Trough in Randolph? Top it with cheese and thick-cut bacon, or throw in some mushrooms and make it a double. Now we're talking. Add home-cut fries and a creamy shake, and you might just think you're in paradise. With crisp salads and tasty wraps, plus onion rings, perfectly cooked chicken, cold drinks, and silky smooth ice cream, the Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink at 120 South Main in Randolph.
This is Rich Rebel head basketball coach Ashley Brown here on Rebel Radio, KDQ FM 98.3, and we're about 15 minutes away from the opening tip here on the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show.
Welcome to the Ashley Brown Coaches Show, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff for all your propane needs. 435-793-4208. Coming off a 51-37 loss against the Wayne Badgers yesterday, the Rebels scored just 8 points in the first half of that game, exploded for 29 in the second half. If they can find a way to be consistent first and second halves, they might have a chance against a better Piute team that they'll face today. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Eric Jessen, and then we'll talk to Rebel head man Ashley Brown and get his thoughts on today's game. You're tuned in to Rich High School basketball on Rebel Radio, KDQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
T7 Propane in Woodruff, Utah is your propane supplier. You get reliable, safe, and professional propane service. And that's not all. T7 Propane offers years of expertise, quality product, and the most responsive propane service in the area. For home or other heating needs, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for professional or business propane needs. Call 435-793-4208. That's 435-793-4208.
With Eric Jessen, head coach of the Piute T-Birds. Coach, a pleasure as always.
It is fun. It seems like volleyball, basketball, we're running into you guys at Rich. That's a good thing, though. It's not bad.
How's your team looking so far this year?
We're up and down a little bit, I think. Really, we've played a really tough schedule, in my opinion, and I've kind of wanted it that way because this right now is all superficial, and it's all just building forward towards the end of the season, and it's just learning for that. And so I like what we've done. We've had a couple of rough games. Actually, one game that I've been disappointed with. Other than that, I've been really happy with our season.
You bring back a lot of varsity experience from last year's team.
Yeah, we lost one senior from last year, one kid off the whole team. And so 3-4 of our starters I would have to be returning from last year. And we're playing a lot better as a team. We still got a lot of growth, but I'm really pleased watching our kids. And you can see their mind turning and working, and they're trying to do what I ask. And that's all you can do.
Just looking back over the last couple of weeks, beat Panguitch, lost a close game to Bryce Valley. So, I mean, it looks the early landscape. Again, it's early, but you're looking up there as one of the top teams.
I hope so. I feel we have that potential to be one of the top teams at the end of the year. But it's going to boil down to execution, who can play smart without turning the ball over, and then just taking care of the little things. It comes down to locking down defense. And at times against Bryce Valley, we didn't do that. We get mentally frustrated at times, and that's really our biggest weakness, is that getting frustrated. If everything doesn't go our way, then we get frustrated and mad rather than just go play the game.
Is that a experience thing, a youth thing, or where do you think that comes from?
A youth thing, a passion thing. It's kind of like, I don't know, sometimes us as coaches, we get the same way on the sideline. We want everything to go our way, and we get frustrated when it doesn't, and the kids are passionate about it, and they get frustrated if it doesn't go their way, and they want everything. And you just have to learn that nobody's out to get you. The other team wants to win. The officials don't care. If you treat them with respect, they don't care, and they'll give you the breaks if you'll be patient, and they haven't necessarily learned and mastered that yet.
Coach, what strengths do you see from your team right now? I mean, if you look at the roster, you've got some height. It looks like you've got the good size, the guards. But what strengths are you seeing from your team?
Our best strength, I feel, is going to be our defense overall, and some of our length. We have the ability. We're shooting better than we did last year. We was just talking about that, and our shooting percentage has increased. We're getting smarter. I don't know if there's a one thing that we're good at. We're athletic. We're fast. I feel we're growing. Let's just say that, and they're passionate about it.
You saw that defense yesterday, holding Tabiona to 28 points overall in the game, and I think they only scored 5 in the last 12 minutes.
Yeah, and that's key. And I feel one thing that I've preached early, and we've been trying to work on, is lockdown. We didn't play well against the Diamond Ranch game, and I felt that they had too much penetration against us, and we've actually been working on that for the last couple of weeks, really hard focusing on that. And they came yesterday and locked down and did a better job keeping everybody in front of them and giving help defense, closing out to their guys, and it was the difference in the game, I felt.
Coach, what about the Rich Rebels and facing them today at the preview?
Well, I actually asked to make sure when we play this preview to see if I wanted the tougher teams, and Rich might be down a little bit. They graduated a lot of kids last year and stuff that way. I don't know a lot about them this year. I have, because they graduated so many. I love scouting and stuff, but I've been busy in my personal life a little bit, and I haven't done the scouting. So other than I know that they've struggled to score in a little bit, but traditionally they're athletic and they play good defense with it. And so today's kind of about us trying to go out and make sure that we execute and play good defense and just learn.
Coach, anything else you want to touch on?
No, it's fun.
a lot of these games here at the preview, I learned a long time ago you can't put too much into it because teams like a Rich, they're going to get better at the end of the year, and they're going to be there because of their athleticism, their traditions and stuff that they have. The same with Tabiona. So we pulled away from them yesterday. You can guarantee they're going to be a solid team at the end of this season. And so you can't read too much into it. This is about getting better and staying fundamentally sound and just making sure that you stay focused and locked into what. I think that's the biggest thing that people overestimate. It's the RPI is changing things. So games like this, they'll count more than they did in the past. And there's tendencies to overemphasize that we've got to have a must-win, we've got to have a must-win when it's who cares if you win or lose right now. It's about getting better, and that's really where we've got to stay focused.
Coach Eric Jessen of the Piute T-Birds, thanks so much for your time. Good luck today and throughout the rest of the season.
Thanks, and good luck to the Rich Rebels, and we appreciate you interviewing us, and it's fun. It's fun to deal with kids and work at it and get better. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks so much, Coach Jessen. We're about actually 5 minutes away. They kicked things up as the Tabiona and Bryce Valley game went long a little bit, and Valley and Wendover before that went into overtime. So we'll move through our T7 Propane and Woodruff Coaches Show and hear from Coach Ashley Brown right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
With Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels, Coach, a loss to Wayne yesterday. 8 points in the first half, 29 in the second. What was the difference? What did you say at halftime?
You know, the biggest difference was we weren't on the same page offensively in the first half. We didn't have kids doing the same things together, and, so we struggled in our sets and moving the ball from side to side. The second half, we played harder. The kids got after it a little more on defense. We were more aggressive on offense, and, that was the big difference between the two halves, and that's something that we've got to learn, that we got to play hard and do things right for all four quarters.
The speed of the game and the intensity of the varsity game, that's it's showing itself to be a big hurdle, I guess.
Yeah, we got lots of kids that didn't get very much time, and, and you can tell right now they're way passive, and, they're still trying to figure out the speed of the game, and, they need to just relax and play basketball like they know that they can. And once they do that, I think we can, win some games.
The positive of yesterday, as we talked about a little bit, that second half you were outscored by just 1 point against the Wayne Badgers. The aggressiveness was better, the speed, the team played a lot better. Yeah,
that's what we talked about at halftime. We just, basically told them you're not playing hard enough to give yourselves a chance to win, and they came out and they played a lot harder. And, I think Wayne had one more field goal than we did, and the rest were from the foul line. They shot a lot more foul shots than we did. But, the kids just got to understand that they have to play hard at all times.
The foul discrepancy was huge yesterday. Was that just the style of play from what Wayne was doing versus what you guys were doing?
I think a lot of it. I'm not saying we didn't foul, because we did foul a lot. But, it's hard when another team shoots that many more foul shots than you do, because you don't get to defend them at the foul line. And, that's something else we talked about at halftime, is we got to quit fouling so that we can play defense.
Coach, today the Piute T-Birds, they're a faster, more aggressive, better team, I think, than Wayne.
Yeah, they do things very well. They love man-to-man. They get after you. They deny passing lanes. They have people helping on the backside. So it's going to be a struggle today. We're going to have to play well. We're going to have to take care of the basketball, and we're going to have to rebound.
Kelby Jessen, I think, 6'7", 6'8", big, tall, athletic. He's given everybody problems. How do you plan to, or how do you hope to slow him down a bit?
If you watch him play, he can play on the perimeter, and he can also play underneath. And then he runs the floor really well. He gets lots of points off of fast breaks. So we're gonna have to make sure we get back, and then when he posts us up, we're gonna have to make sure we help when he gets the ball, and we just got to make sure we know where he is at all times.
I know you're still trying things, trying to find what works. The zone defense yesterday, we saw at times, and Wayne got a bunch of offensive rebounds with that. Do you feel like the defense overall worked, or will we see mostly a man defense today?
We're struggling right now in our zone. We're not moving the way we need to, and we're not rebounding out of it. So it's kind of hard to run it for a full game. So we're going to have to play lots of man, and hopefully the kids will help each other and be aggressive in their man, and then we're going to have to rebound out of our man as well.
Is it hard to look at it this way with the RPI and every game meaning so much more than maybe in the past? But this is a time to work on that zone and try to get better at it and learn how to run it better?
Yeah, and we got to spend more time on it in practice. We're just way slow in our rotations and getting out to the perimeter to defend shooters. But like you say, the RPI is different this year, and you need to win games right now.
Coach, anything else we should touch on about your matchup with Piute today?
No, I think that's all.
Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels, thanks for your time. Good luck with the T-Birds.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Coach's show has been brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. We're going to get started a little bit early, so let's jump forward into our Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show with the Laketown Ledger. Rich has faced Piute 13 times in my Laketown Ledger since 2002-03. A few times in the playoffs, most recently in the first round, Rich lost. But overall in the series, Rich leads 7-6. That's your Town of Laketown Ledger. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council of Laketown. Rich County keys of the game real quick, brought to you by the Thompson Ranch Lazy BT brand. Consistency on offense. The Rebels yesterday, 8 points in the first half, 29 points in the second half. If they could string together 2 29 or 25-point halves, they'd be at 50-plus points and have a much better chance today. Battle of the boards. We saw it on one possession yesterday. Wayne rebounded 5 or 6 times on the offensive glass on one trip down the court. Rebels cannot allow that today against a bigger and better Piute team. And number 3, the golden rule. Rebels have to take care of the basketball. If they lose the turnover battle, they probably won't have much of a chance today. Those are your Thompson Ranch keys of the game. The Town of Woodruff starters coming up in a moment. First, the Old Chicago Pizza in Logan pregame slice. Old Chicago Pizza. Pizzas and more built from scratch, one delicious fresh ingredient at a time. The Rebels are the designated visiting team in this one. We're at the SEVIER Valley Center, where Rich Rebels take on Coach Eric Jessen in his second year coaching the Piute T-Birds. But he's been around the state a long time. Grew up in Piute, coached at Bryce Valley, won a state championship there with the boys, and then coached at Duchesne for a couple years before moving back down to Piute, where he coaches now in his second year. Piute returns just about everybody on its starting lineup. Graduated just one senior last year, whereas the Rebels graduated everybody and to bring back very little offensive or varsity experience. And that's your Old Chicago Pizza pregame slice. Old Chicago Pizza at 795 East, 1400 North in Logan. And your Rich Rebels starting lineups for the visitors first. Number 2, a junior, Connor Greer. Number 3, a junior, Truman Huffner. Number 10, senior, Kyler Wilson. Number 23, a junior, Logan Muirbrook. And number 40, also a junior, John Scott. Those are your Rebel starters. Brought to you by the Town of Woodruff. Mayor Scott Sabie, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Frenson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell. Starters for the Piute T-Birds include a senior, number 2, Wesley Jensen, a senior, number 3, Quade Gleave, sophomore, number 15, Jaden Westwood, a junior leading the team in scoring at 21 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, is Kelby Jessen, and a senior, number 35, Weston Sylvester. Those are your starters for both teams, brought to you by the Town of Woodruff here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Town of Woodruff, Mayor Scott Sabie, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell. We also want to thank the sponsor of our coaches show, T7 Propane in Woodruff, for all your propane needs, 435-793-4208. Just about to get underway here as Piute goes through a pregame ritual. Rebels waiting. Tabiona earlier lost 73-47 against Bryce Valley. ICS dominated Diamond Ranch, won by about 65 points. 91-28, I think, was the final score. We had a barn burner, and Wendover beat Valley in overtime. And Manila had a strong second half and pulled away from Green River in the second half and ended up getting the win. For the tip, Kelby Jessen against Truman Huffner. Jessen gets up high and wins the tip-off. Jessen listed at, let me see if we've got that. Yeah, 6'7". He's posted inside. Muirbrook fronting him. That'll be a tough spot. Left elbow jumper, and Jaden Westwood knocks it down for Piute, which leads 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels on the left wing, John Scott, top of the key. Huffner pulls the trigger from straight away and misses just short. Muirbrook, the offensive board, put back, can't get it to go. And the rebound, Greer pokes it away from Piute, but out of bounds. So Rich already doing well on the offensive glass, first possession into the game. Got to keep that going, trailing 2-0, 7:23 left in the first quarter. Left wing, Jensen gives to Gleave. Quaid drives, and he's fouled. Huffner will pick up his first personal. And Gleave goes to the line. Jensen, Gleave, and Sylvester, all seniors. Westwood, a sophomore. Jessen, a junior. Gleave misses short on the front end. Rebel first team foul against Truman Huffner. Listed, he's about 6'2", maybe 6'3". If you ask him, he might be 6'3" or 6'4". Second free throw by Gleave eases its way down through. 3-2, T-Birds out to an early lead. Greer left wing to John Scott. Piute in a man-to-man defense. Scott jabs left, goes to his right, trapped in the corner, gets it back to Huffner. Free throw line to Muirbrook. Jumper, good, rattles home. Logan Muirbrook knocks it down, and the Rebels are on the board with just under 7 minutes left in the first. 3-2, Rich trails. On the right wing, Jaden Westwood. Rebels in a man-to-man defense as well. Coach Brown, I know, was not happy with the defensive rotations when they were in the zone defense. Inside, Jessen turns and misses with a sky hook with the right hand. Kyler Wilson with the Rebel rebound. In some trouble. Piute takes it away, and Wesley Jensen scores. Early turnover. Rich has got to be good today with the golden rule. Treat that ball like gold and take care of it. Limit turnovers. 5-2, Piute leads. Scott on the right wing. Follows a screen by Muirbrook into the lane. Ball poked away, but Huffner picks it up for Rich. Scott at the top of the key. Looks right. Finds Greer in the right corner. He'll pull up for three, and off the heel of the basket misses. Rebound. Huffner touched it, and Jessen pulls it in for the T-Birds for his first rebound of the contest. Piute leading 5-2, 6 minutes left in the first quarter. On the right wing, Sylvester. Right corner, three-point shot, well short by Quaid Gleave, and Huffner pulls down the Rebel rebound. His second of the contest. He was shut down in rebounding yesterday and apparently is vowed to give a better effort today. Already 2 boards. Right corner, Greer, back out to Scott. Around the arc, Wilson on the left wing. Jabs to his left, pulls up for three, and just short. It was right on target, but just a bit short. Quickly up court, Greer hustles, gets back, almost steals it, but can't quite save it from going out of bounds. And Piute will have it on their own baseline. 5:29 left in the first quarter. And the T-Birds leading 5-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Westwood to inbound. Jaden Westwood. Dad Wade Westwood coached the Piute girls for a long time. As Kelby Jessen misses, gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. And Wade resigned or retired, I guess, from coaching the girls a couple of years ago. Has taken over as an assistant with the boys. Rebels inside to a cutting Muirbrook, fouled on the shot attempt, and Logan will go to the line and shoot 2. 5:11 left in the first. And the first foul of the game against the T-Birds on Quaid Gleave, his first personal, each team with 1 team foul. Muirbrook gets the first one to go. Back iron and down through. One more Bear Lake Realty free throw coming. Bear Lake Realty, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake area. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Muirbrook second, rattles and pops out. And Jessen has his third rebound of the game. 7-3, Rich trails on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bounce free throw line to Jessen. Kicks it out right corner. Gleave looks to get back into Jessen, but again, the Rebels fronting and have switched to a 2-3 zone. Westwood left wing up top, or Westwood with it up top. Gave it to Sylvester, got it back. Then at the free throw line, turnaround jumper, Gleave knocks it down. 9-3. T-Birds on top by a couple possessions. Greer, a reach in by Wesley Jensen, and Coach Brown asking for the foul. Will not get the foul, but will get the ball. On the sideline, a Mountain Valley Cattle Company inbound play brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Wilson into Greer. Connor dribbles to his right, bounces right corner to Wills. Kyler picks up the dribble, goes free throw line to Muirbrook, back outside. Greer tries to find a lane, scoops it up with the left, and no, but he was fouled on the floor as he split those 2 defenders. Rebels will inbound from the baseline. That's a second personal foul on the, or second team foul on the T-Birds. Jaden Westwood with his first personal. Mountain Valley Cattle Company inbound play to Huffner. He'll turn, dribbled once, shoots, and can't get it to go. Jessen with the rebound, and Rebels foul him, trying to knock it loose. So our second Rebel team foul. And that's Huffner with his second personal. That prompts Coach Brown to send Taylor into the scorer's table to check in. And Rebels just get him in before the dead ball ends. I think it was about time, as far as the first quarter goes, that Coach Brown would substitute somebody in pretty quickly anyway. Riley Taylor, 7.5 points, 6 rebounds per game through the first 2. Rebels are 0-2. Right corner, T-Birds work it around the arc. Rebels stay in the 2-3 zone defense. T-Birds back outside. Jetson for 3, got it, knocked it down. Rich may have to go out of that zone defense as Piute just working it too quickly around the zone. With the ball movement, they get the open shot. Wilson to Greer, and Connor will back it out to the top of the key. Looks to his left, finds a lane, drives in, scoops and just misses short. Rebound Quade Gleave, his first for Piute. Quickly up ahead, Jensen blocked. Muirbrook swatted that thing away and onto the baseline. Piute T-Birds basketball, 3:34 left in the opening quarter. And Piute leads 12-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. From the baseline, Westwood inbounds. Jensen pulls the trigger. Same spot, same result. Another three-point basket puts Piute up 15-3. Greer starts to bring it up court, and Coach Brown takes a timeout. We'll take one, too, with 3:22 left in the first, and Piute already up 15-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Alex Bell, and you're tuned in to Rebel Basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 and on mylocalradio.com.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Early deficit 15-3. Piute with the lead over the Rich Rebels. Greer dribbles to his left, picks it up and goes to Scott. John, top of the key three is short. Rebound. Scott picks it up. Drives in, floats, and can't quite get it to go, but he's fouled, and Scott earns a trip to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. And he'll shoot 2 there. Gary McKee in Garden City. You can visit BearLakeRealty.com. They're the most experienced and highest volume realtor in Bear Lake in the valley. Scott crouches, dribbles a few times, crouches again, then shoots and hits, swishes. John is a pretty good shooter. Came into the weekend 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And yesterday against Wayne didn't take any free throws. So with that make just moments ago the swish, John has his first point of the game. Second free throw, back iron, rattles, and no. Muirbrook, the offensive board, misses the putback. Taylor fighting for the rebound, can't get that. That was John Scott's first free throw miss of the season. He's 3 of 4. Jensen on the right wing. Looking inside, Rebels have switched to a man-to-man defense. The zone didn't quite work out real well. Yeah, just point that down just a little bit. Thanks. On the left wing, Gavin Morgan to Gleave. Quaid dribbles a couple times. Sylvester drives and gets a little push in the back. Double touch, or double hands by Connor Greer, I think, of Rich. Oh, no. They say Logan Muirbrook was the guilty party, and he picks up his first Rebel 13 foul. Morgan inbounds from the baseline. Looking for the man in the middle is Jensen. Can't get it, so he skips it up top to Gleave. Quaid dribbles to his left, drives to his right, dishes off. Morgan back up top. They swing it around, left corner, long 2, short air ball. Connor Greer with the Rebel rebound. And Rich turns to run, trailing 15-4 in the first quarter on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wilson dribbles to his right, picks it up and gives to Greer inside. Muirbrook and a reach-in foul. A little ticky-tack, but Reagan Dalton did reach in. And gets called for his first personal foul. 4th team foul in the Piute T-Birds. And that's actually Dalton's second personal. Westwood checks back into the game for Piute. Sylvester also out as Kyler Wilson gets set for the Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Finds John Scott scooping toward the hoop, and he misses on the layup. T-Birds with the rebound. Up ahead, Gleave. They let him too far, but he chases it down in the corner. Rifles the pass inside to Jessen, who finishes and draws the foul. And we'll head to the line for the three-point play opportunity. Jessen, a junior this year. He's 6'7", and averaging 21 points a game. Scored 12 points, pulled down 9 rebounds in the win over Tabiona yesterday. And hits the free throw to complete the three-point play. 18-4, a 14-point lead already for the Piute T-Birds with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Greer to his right, back to his left. Crosses the timeline, bounces to Riley Taylor. He's wrapped up from behind and a jump ball. Looked like a reach in from the front side as Wesley Jensen went by to follow Greer on the defense. Kyler Wilson inbounds. That was a Rich County 4-H jump ball. Rich County 4-H empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Again, Taylor wrapped up, ball's on the floor. He's on the floor, and another jump ball called. This one will go to the T-Birds. So a turnover for Rich. Just too much traffic there, and Taylor couldn't hold on to it. Jaden Grohl checks into the ball game. You got Grohl, Greer, Muirbrook, Taylor, and Wilson on the floor. Jensen brings it up across the timeline. T-Birds attacking left to right at mylocalradio.com. Gleave in the lane, misses, rebound tipped around, and then Kyler Wilson comes up with it for Rich. Muirbrook up in front. Greer fires down the right wing to Grohl, and Jaden, in gathering his footing, called for the travel. Jensen will bring it up across the timeline again. We found out in the Old Chicago pregame slice, the Old Chicago Pizza pregame slice, that Piute is the home team in this one, wearing the home whites. Quade Gleave for 3 off the heel of the basket, and the Rebels Muirbrook with the rebound. Greer across to Wilson. Kyler tips it to himself and gives back to Greer. Connor to his left, picks it up and hands to Wilson. High dribble, loses control, and the Rebels wrap up Westwood for the jump ball. No, a foul. Against Jaden Grohl, his first personal. Rebel 15 foul with 58 seconds left in the first quarter. Kyle Morgan, a sophomore, checks in for Piute. Jensen gets a breather. Had a 8 points here in this first quarter so far. And Piute leads 18-4. Inbound, and Morgan will bring it up across the timeline. Left to right, Piute attacks on mylocalradio.com. Welcome, you tuned in on KDQ-FM 98.3 as well. On the left wing, Morgan. You got Gavin Morgan, number 11, and Kyle Morgan, number 20. Gavin misses the 3, and Jaden Grohl with the Rebel rebound. He did a nice job to go get that rebound. Taylor, inside right block, pulls up and can't quite get it to go, but he's fouled. And Taylor heads to the line to shoot 2. Riley yesterday against Wayne, 3 of 5 from the line. Add that to his 2 of 4 against Bear Lake, and that's 5 of 9. Just better than 50. I guess that's 55%. Taylor misses short on the front end here. The Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Visit bearlakerealty.com. 32.5 seconds left, first quarter. And Rich struggling from the free throw line early. Taylor finds the back iron and misses the second one as well. Rich just 1 of 4 in this first period from the line. Left wing. Westwood, they skip it across. Morgan back outside. Kyle Morgan for the 3, swish. 21-4. Piute on top big. Greer crosses over and passes the timeline. Gavin Morgan hounding him all the way. Reaches in, takes it away, and easy call there. Morgan picks up his first personal. Wait a sec. They said number 2, Connor Greer. They called the foul on Connor Greer. Okay, everybody confused about that. Kyler Wilson wanted to inbound for Rich. Piute almost gives it away, launches it just before the buzzer and misses. 21-4, Piute leads after 1 on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah. Piute leads 21-4 on the station on main scoreboard as we start second quarter action presented by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair. Rebels come out with Grohl, Wilson, Scott, Muirbrook, and Taylor on the floor. Wilson left corner. Piute in a man-to-man defense. Scott to Taylor, right wing. They find Grohl. Jaden, jab steps, tries to drive, cut off, and goes back out to the wing. Looking inside, bounces to Taylor. Riley double team comes, gives into the middle. Muirbrook finishes, but Taylor stepped on the baseline. Rebels turn it over for a 5th time in this first half. 7:33 left in the first quarter. It was a good look by Muirbrook, just unfortunately stepped on that baseline before he made the pass. Westwood on the right wing. Gleave drives, kicks it out. Jensen from the left wing. John Scott out on him. Sylvester dribbles to his right, looking to roll inside for Jessen. Gets away with the double dribble. He's fouled on the floor, and Rebels pick up a 7th team foul. Jessen bounced it once to gather it, and then picked it up with 2 hands, dribbled again, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Nope, shoot 1 and 1. John Scott picks up his first personal. Kelby Jessen, 1 for 1 from the free throw line so far today. T-Birds 2 of 3 as a team, and Jessen hits the first, back iron, and down through. 7:12 left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Jessen's second finds its way down through. He's got 7 points, and the T-Birds lead 23-4. Wilson to his right. He looks for Scott. John lets it go through his hands. He turned to look to do something with it before he had full possession and can't hang on to it. Out of bounds to the T-Bird bench. Piute basketball. Jensen gives to Sylvester on the right wing. Back to Jensen on the left wing. Gleave, the top of the key, dribbles right. 2 T-Birds out there, 1 Rebel defender. Back to Gleave again. Rebels pressure a bit, and he dishes off. Jensen lobs inside for Jessen. Nice entry pass, and Jessen finishes on the left block. 25-4. Rebels fronting on that side defensively, and the pass just went down inside right to the baseline, and Jessen did the rest. That was a perfect pass. Kyler Wilson loses the ball, poked away, and Piute comes up with it. Rebels with a 7th turnover of the game, 2nd in the quarter. Up ahead, pass too hot for Quade Gleave, and Piute turns it over for, by my count, just the 2nd time in the ball game. Huffner and Greer come to the scorer's table and check into the game. Wilson and Grohl get a breather. Scott, Greer, Huffner, Muirbrook, and Taylor on the floor. Full court pressure, man-to-man from Piute. Greer gets across the timeline, dribbles to his right, back to his left. Jensen defending, high screen. Rebels dish it off, looking for Huffner in the left corner. Mishandles the pass out of bounds. Piute basketball. Coach Brown up off his seat. Tells the boys to come on and give a little better effort. 25-4. Rich trails by 21 with 6:05 left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rich scored 8 points in the first half against Piute yesterday. Gleave across the lane, loses it. Rebels come away with a Rich County government steal. Greer ahead looking for Huffner. Stolen right back by Jensen. Back in bounds to Westwood. Pushes up the left wing. High dribble. Gives to Jessen. Drives the baseline. He throws the defender off of him. Misses the shot. Fight for the rebound. Boy, how there was no foul called there. Jensen just threw his arm out and pushed Taylor to the floor. T-Birds with it. Jensen hits the three from the right wing. He's got 11 points to put Piute up 28-4. Maybe the angle just wasn't there for the officials to see that. From this angle, you could see Jessen throw that arm out and push Taylor off of him. 28-4, 5:27 left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. We'll be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care. Back at the Sevier Valley Center, where Piute has a big lead over the Rebels. 5:27 left in the Stacy's Repair in Woodruff second quarter. And Rich having a hard time scoring. Meanwhile, also having a hard time keeping Piute from scoring. This is a T-Birds team that averages 56 points a game. And they've played some very good competition so far through the first couple weeks of the season. Scott across the timeline. Rich in just its third game. Piute, this is a seventh game of the season. Muirbrook in the lane. A defense meets him. He dribbles off of Westwood's foot, and a whistle for a foul. Weston Sylvester picks up his first, Piute's sixth team foul. Gives Rich a Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Greer to Scott, left side, too strong off the glass. Rebound, Muirbrook tips it to himself. In the lane, he's wrapped up in a jump ball. Weston Sylvester wrapped him up for a Rich County 4-H jump ball. Possession arrow to the T-Birds. Jensen up across the timeline for Piute with a 28-4 lead. Right wing. Sylvester, they kick it around. Left wing, Gleave into the free throw line. Back outside, right wing three. Westwood splash. He has 5 points, 31-4. Great ball movement by this Piute T-Birds team against the Rebel zone. Scott across the timeline. Dribbles toward his left. Boy, a ton of pressure by Sylvester. Got two hands on him, no whistle. To Huffner. He follows a screen by Taylor. Defense comes out. Gleave knocks it away. And he's headed to the other end. Muirbrook comes in, blocks the shot out of bounds, and a clean block will give Piute the ball underneath their own hoop. That's the sixth turnover of the Stacy's Repair second quarter for Rich. 6 turnovers through 3.5 minutes of the quarter. Gleave inbounds to Jensen. Thinks about a three, passes it up. Sylvester swings it to Jessen on the left corner. So Sylvester inside looking for Gleave. He mishandles the pass, and the Rebels pick it up. Rich County Government steal. Rebels with a championship cause. Rich County Government. Greer across the timeline. Jensen defending. High screen by Muirbrook to Taylor. Looks inside. Double team to Muirbrook. Up off the glass and in. Logan Muirbrook with the Rebels' first bucket of the second quarter. 4 minutes left in the period. Jessen the other way just leans into the defense and pushes his way right under the hoop, up and in. 33-6. Well, he's got a knack for just leaning into the defense, using his body weight to get his position. Inside, Taylor dribbles, gets stripped away. Piute takes it the other end. Jensen blocked and fouled by Muirbrook. Easy call there. Muirbrook got him on the elbow. And that'll send Jensen to the free throw line to shoot 2. Muirbrook's second personal foul, Rebel 8th team foul. And Wesley Jensen shooting 2. Has 11 points in the game. Couple of, actually 3 3-pointers, and hits the first free throw. One more free throw coming. Rebel basketball, the girls tonight will be in action at Altamont. The boys will get back on the court next Thursday against Manila at the Flaming Gorge Classic. And that same night, the girls play at South Summit. Rebound, Gleave goes over Muirbrook to get the ball, and they end up on the floor wrapped up in a jump ball. Brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. 34-6, Piute on top big here in the first half. 3:28 left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Scott across the timeline, dribbles left, looking backdoor. He finds Greer. Connor in the lane, back out to Wilson. Long 2, right wing, got it. Splash. Wilson swishes that shot through. And Rich gets to 8 points, 34-8, trailing by 26. Quick ball movement by the T-Birds. Back up top against the Rebel 2-3 zone. Jensen dishes left corner, Westwood for 3. Short off the iron, and one-handed rebound by Wilson. Tried to push the tempo, but traffic is there, and then Jensen with a cheap little foul, and Wilson drew the contact. So Kyler with his third Rebel rebound. Jensen picks up his, is that his first? It is. Sends Wilson to the line to shoot 1 and 1. It's a 7th team foul on the T-Birds. Kyler this season struggled a little bit from the free throw line so far. 2 of 6. Yeah, just 33%. But he improves that number a bit, swishes the first one through, and earns a second Bear Lake Realty free throw on this 1-and-1 trip. 2:53 left to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Wilson's second free throw also swishes through, and Rich gets to 10 points, trailing 34-10. Down inside, left Gleave kicks it back outside. This is Stenton Gleave. Into the middle, Rebels poke it away. John Scott dribbling up ahead to Wilson. Kyler left side misses, rebound tipped around, and Jensen comes down with it. Rebels forced the Rich County government steal, or got the Rich County government steal, but couldn't capitalize. Up to the right wing. Jaden Westwood. Back to Stenton Gleave, then to Quade Gleave. Stanton, I've been saying Stenton. Westwood in the left corner. T-Birds showing some patience, working around for that good shot against the Rebel 2-3 zone. Gleave, Jensen skips it across, finds Dalton. Back up top, working around to Quade Gleave for 3, and swish. Well, this is a good shooting Piute T-Birds team when they're left open. 37-10. Scott crosses the timeline, picks up the dribble, and gives to Greer. We'll be looking for the Garden City adjustment of the game today. Connor Greer drives, and he's fouled on his way to the hoop. Rebels have been more aggressive today. They shot just 10 free throws yesterday in the loss to Wayne. This will be for Connor Greer, shooting a couple of free throws as he was fouled on the shot. It'll be the Rebels' 7th and 8th free throws, so they've almost totaled the free throw attempts they put up yesterday. Greer misses the first, and we'll have a second. Connor this season came in, that was his first missed free throw. Unlimited free throw attempts, he was 4 for 4. Second Bear Lake Realty free throw, back iron, and no. Wilson tips the rebound toward Greer, but picked up by Gavin Morgan. 37-10, T-Birds still lead. And Coach Jessen takes a timeout with 1:32 left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. We'll take a quick timeout as well on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Coming out of that Comprehensive Family Dental timeout, Comprehensive Family Dental, Dr. Sean Grohl, quality family dentistry since 1997. Rebels struggling offensively in this first half. They scored just 8 against Wayne in the first half yesterday. Came alive in the second half for 29 points, but it was too big of a deficit, and they've gotten into the same situation here. But Piute has been better offensively than Wayne was yesterday, and Rich in a big hole. Dribbling to his right is Gleave. Kick it back outside. Sylvester in the lane. Floats from just inside free throw line. Misses, and the Rebels fight for the rebound. John Scott reaches out and grabs it. His second rebound of the day. Scott up ahead for Wilson, who was tipped by Kyle Morgan, and then Wilson couldn't quite get to it, but did tip it and lost it out of bounds. Rebel 8th turnover of the quarter. And things just kind of snowball when you're not scoring, and then you add 8 turnovers in 7 minutes of game time. That gives you less opportunities, fewer opportunities to score, and it just gets worse. Westwood on the right wing. Rebels still in a zone. Oh, they switched to a man-to-man defense. They have. Down in the right, down inside, Morgan kicks it back outside. 3-point shot, back iron, no. John Scott reaches out, pulls it in for Rich. Up ahead, he's got Muirbrook. Logan to the hoop. Lets the defense go by as he slowed down a touch and then put it up and in. And Logan Muirbrook with 7 points in the game cuts it to a 25-point deficit with 33 seconds left in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. Rich reaches in, stops the clock at 31.7, and Kyler Wilson picks up his first, sending Gavin Morgan to the line for a 1-and-1. Front end off the right side, and Riley Taylor with the Rebel rebound. I've got that as just his second board of the game. Connor Greer, left wing 3. Nope. Air ball misses to the left. Piute down to the other end, and the floater from the left side. Morgan uses the right hand as he's moving to his left. Rebels push the other way. Taylor up strong, misses, but he's fouled. And Riley will go to the line to shoot 2. Taylor today 0 for 2 from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Puts him at under 50% for the season. Again, 3 of 5 yesterday and 2 of 4 against Bear Lake. Taylor's first offering, front iron, back iron, pops out. No good. The Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Invite you to stay tuned for our Crawford Trough in Randolph halftime show. We'll have some Town of Randolph first half highlights. Taylor's second rattles and falls down through, gets it to go. He's 1 of 4 from the line. Rich trails 39-13. T-Birds across the timeline. Morgan to his left, looks inside. Rebels tip it away, control it, and Scott launches a baseball-type throw at the buzzer, which falls short and to the left. 39-13 after 2 quarters. Piute leads on the Station on Main scoreboard. The second quarter has been brought to you by Stacey's Repair in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793. That is T7 Propane's 435-793-4208. My mistake. The second quarter is brought to you by Stacey's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. Stacey's Repair in Woodruff.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch, Saddle, and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch, Saddle, and Boot, Feed and Supply store.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
When shopping for a vehicle, it's important to have a good selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. It's also important to have a knowledgeable salesperson that listens, a finance team that helps you get the payment that matches your pocketbook, and a smart office staff that makes sure all the paperwork is done right. You can always rest assured knowing that our whole team is working for you. Auto Farm Chevrolet. Stop in today. We're a community-driven dealer.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit mylocalradio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
Welcome to the halftime show, brought to you by the Crawford Trop in Randolph, the place to eat and drink. Their winter hours, Wednesdays open for lunch 11 to 2, Thursdays through Saturdays 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Rebels struggling early. They were close right off the bat in the first quarter, but Piute quickly pulled away, and Rich struggling on offense and having a hard time slowing down this Piute offense. 39-13 at the half. Piute leads on the Station on Main scoreboard. We'll take another timeout. Be right back with some Town of Randolph first half highlights when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. What could be better than a fresh, mouth-watering burger from the Crawford Trough in Randolph? Top it with cheese and thick-cut bacon, or throw in some mushrooms and make it a double. Now we're talking. Add home-cut fries and a creamy shake, and you might just think you're in paradise. With crisp salads and tasty wraps, plus onion rings, perfectly cooked chicken, cold drinks, and silky smooth ice cream, the Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink at 120 South Main in Randolph.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
Welcome back to the halftime show, brought to you by the Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink in Randolph. A rough first half for Rich. They had a rough first half yesterday against the Wayne Badgers, and another rough one here against the Piute T-Birds. I figured Piute would be a better team than Wayne, and they've shown that through the first two quarters of play, especially offensively. 39 points in that first half. Now, if you double that in a second half, they're on pace for 78 points. I'm sure they'll take their foot off the gas a bit, which they actually did, I think, in the second quarter. But the bigger struggle for Rich, and now, look, you give up 39 points, you definitely need to get better on defense in a first half. But the bigger thing is the second, or the offense. Rich just struggling to score, and it's partly missed shots, opportunities to score that just aren't going down. But another big part of it was turnovers. Rich had, I counted 13 turnovers, and I missed one in that first half as my old college buddy Brad James Barton from Mid-Utah Radio hands me a stat sheet. He's got Rich with 14 turnovers in that first half. They forced just 6. They out-rebounded Piute. But again, the shooting and the turnovers in this one. And that was one of our Thompson Ranch keys of the game for Rich, was to take care of the basketball. The golden rule, right? Treat the ball like gold and take care of it. Rich on pace for 28 turnovers. And in that first half, 1 turnover more than points scored. Logan Muirbrook led Rich with 7 points. Rich also just 4 of 10 from the free throw line. The T-Birds were led by 12 points from Wesley Jensen and Kelby Jessens 11. Those are your first half highlights, brought to you by the Town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Piute. Stay tuned. We got more of the Crawford Trough halftime show coming up. When we'll return, we'll recap points individually for Rich and the other T-Birds as well. At the half, it's Piute all over Rich, 39-13 on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come on in, Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come on in, Hotel and Suites, Casper. You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cache Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cache Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help with residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more. Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
What could be better than a fresh, mouth-watering burger from the Crawford Trough in Randolph? Top it with cheese and thick-cut bacon, or throw in some mushrooms and make it a double. Now we're talking. Add home-cut fries and a creamy shake, and you might just think you're in paradise. With crisp salads and tasty wraps, plus onion rings, perfectly cooked chicken, cold drinks, and silky smooth ice cream, the Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink at 120 South Main in Randolph. Back on the Crawford Trough halftime show. The Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink in Randolph. Open today until 7 p.m. Stop in for dinner at the Crawford Trough and enjoy your dinner tonight. The Rebels, here's a telling statistic. I mentioned the 14 turnovers. And again, thanks and props to Brad James Barton providing our stats for us here at the Sevier Valley Center in the 1A boys, the Central Utah boys basketball preview. Rebels trailing 39-13, and a very telling stat. With those turnovers and missed shots and things like that, the Rebels have attempted a total, including from inside 2-point range, inside the arc and outside the arc. Rich has attempted 23 shots. They've made 4 of those, 0 for 6 from 3-point range. So 4 of 23 puts you at, 19% or so in the game. Piute, on the other hand, shooting 52% from inside the arc, 46% beyond the arc, and has attempted 40 shots. So Piute has attempted 17 shots more, almost twice as many shot attempts as Rich, and they've made 20 shots to the Rebels' 4 2-point field goals that have gone through. Additionally, Rich just 5 of 12 from the free throw line, 41%, and Piute 5 of 8, 63%. So the big problem there, you can break it down in a lot of different ways, but the biggest problem, Rich not taking as many shots because of turnovers and not hitting nearly the percentage of shots that Piute is hitting. A very efficient offense from the Piute T-Birds, who start with the ball in this second half. Sylvester, make that Westwood. Jessen left wing to Jensen, who went 3 for 3 from 3-point range in the first half. Tries to add another, but Rebel defense got out on him. Quade Gleave, left corner. Jensen just pushes through Muirbrook. The Rebel help defense comes, and they block the shot. Connor Greer to the right corner. John Scott tries to drive. Pulls a Kelby Jessen, puts his shoulder down, drives and floats back, misses. Jessen with the rebound, up ahead to Quade Gleave. Goes up strong with the left and finishes. Gleave with 8 points in the ball game, makes it 41-13. Scott dribbles to the top of the key, then to his left and gives to Kyler Wilson. He'll drive, float it up, too strong off the window, and the rebound, Quade Gleave. Quickly up ahead, but Connor Greer reads it, steps in front, picks it off. Coach Justin Grohl likes that, hopes he sees some of that next football season. John Scott, right wing 3, in and out, and Gleave with the rebound for Piute. Rebels out-rebounded the T-Birds 13-11, including 3-1 on the offensive glass, but need more than that. Gleave gets in trouble. Rebels got a partial block. Coach Jessen wanted a foul, doesn't get it. And Gleave turns it over for just a 7th turnover of the game for the T-Birds. Wilson, left wing 3, short, and Westwood pulls in the rebound. Quickly up ahead, Gleave on the left wing. Looks inside, bounces to Jensen, left-handed layup, hangs on the rim, and then rolls down through. 43-13, a 30-point Piute lead. With 6:18 left in the Epic Recreation third quarter, and John Scott called for a double dribble. It was tipped and taken away by Piute, but Rich turns it over for a 16th time in the game. I guess either way, it would have been a turnover, so at least this way, Piute has to inbound and slow things down a bit, set up in the half court. Rebels set up in a man-to-man defense. Scott on Westwood, and he double dribbles. Or carries. The official says double dribble, no carry. It's a turnover. Wilson inbounds to Greer. Counter defended full court by Wesley Jensen. Surprising to see that kind of pressure with the 30-point lead in the third quarter. And a Rebel offensive foul on a pick-and-roll attempt by Truman Huffner. A moving screen gives it right back to Piute. That'll be Huffner's third personal foul. Rebel first team foul of the half. 6:02 left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. For all your rentals in Bear Lake, visit epicrecreation.net. Jensen, left wing to Westwood. Passes toward the top. Gleave tracks down the loose ball. Dishes off to Jensen, left corner three. Short air ball. Offensive board pulled down by Sylvester, and he's fouled on the putback. We'll go to the free throw line and shoot two. Logan Muirbrook, the guilty party. He picks up his third personal foul. So you got Huffner and Muirbrook with 3 fouls apiece. And Weston Sylvester at the line, shooting two. A low line drive shot, but it swishes straight through. 5:46 left in the Epic Recreation third. Rebels they've taken a handful of pro physical therapy three-point shot attempts, haven't gotten any of them to drop. 44-13, missed the second free throw, and Rebels pull down the rebound. John Scott finds a lane, drives, and floats it in. Scott with the two. 44-15, Rebels down by 29, 5:19 left in the Epic third. Left corner, Sylvester back up top to Jensen. Looking inside, lobs over the top to Jessen. Help defense comes, he fights through, a late whistle, the shot is made and the foul, and Kelby Jessen has a chance for a three-point play. Another one, this would be his second of the contest. The foul, Logan Muirbrook, his fourth. That'll bring Riley Taylor off the bench to the scorer's table as Jessen shoots and misses right side the free throw. Muirbrook with the Rebel rebound, his fifth of the contest. 46-15, Rich trails. Scott passes right corner, and well, it would appear here in this second half John Scott has taken over the point guard role. At least he's bringing it up court most of the time. John, this is just his second year of high school basketball experience. Really didn't play on much organized basketball prior to last year as a Rebel sophomore. And I know it's taken some time. Coach Brown trusting him right now with the ball handling duties. Finds Taylor at the free throw line. Riley jumps into the air and gets caught there, throws it away, but somehow gets it back. Huffner was able to poke it away. Dribbles to his right, cut off at the baseline. Back out to Wilson for three. Off the glass, no, just short. Taylor with the rebound, poked away. It's on the floor, and a wrap-up jump ball. Yes, indeed. A Rich County 4-H jump ball. Rich County 4-H empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. 4:34 left. Epic Recreation third quarter. Inbound to Taylor. Riley dribbles to his right, pulls up and over Jessen. Can't get the shot to go, though. Great defense by Jessen, was straight up. Up ahead, the layup, no. Too strong off the glass by Sylvester. Truman Huffner with the Rebel rebound. His third of the game, I believe. Across the timeline, Scott dribbles left and gives to Greer. Connor dribbles left and gives to Wilson. Into the free throw line. Huffner turns and misses, too strong on the sky hook. That was a good move. Huffner just couldn't get the shot to go. Up ahead, pass over the hands of Wilson, and Jessen slices through the lane and lays it in. 48-15, Piute on top. Third quarter action. Rebels 0-2 and coming into this game. T-Birds 4-2. Taylor lobs inside, looking for Huffner. A lot of traffic, tipped away. Wilson picks it up on the left baseline and knocks down the 10-foot jumper. Wilson with 6 points. Makes it 48-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels with 2 field goals here in this third quarter. Left corner, Sylvester to Jensen. Across the top, Gleave drives past the D, floats it up and in. Nice little layup by Quade Gleave, slicing, attacking to the hoop. Scott up to the right wing. Steps back, defense got on him, so he just has to chuck it up there and misses short. Gleave up to the right side. I think John thought he'd have a little more space there, and maybe last year as a sophomore on the JV team, he would have had that space, but different speed, different level here in the varsity. Sylvester, Gleave, fires left corner. Jessen for 3, misses way over the top, and Kyler Wilson the rebound. Jessen's little brother running film just had some commentary. Kelby might hear it from little bro later on today. Air ball on the three-pointer. Air ball. Wilson heads to the other end, and he's fouled on the floor. So Rich will inbound from the baseline. A Mountain Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Rich looking for more Bear Lake Physical Therapy points in the paint. Bear Lake Physical Therapy helping Rebels get back in the game since 1998. Huffner checks out. Grohl into the game, and Riley Carrillo in there as well. Alex Bell checks in also, and Jensen quickly steals it from Bell. Goes to the other end, lays it in. Jensen with 16 points in the game, came in averaging just under 8. And the pickpocket goes to the other end for the layup. Wilson at the top of the key. Rebels with a younger lineup in there. It's Grohl dribbles to his left, bounces through to Carrillo, pulls up short. Taylor the rebound, and he is hacked. You could hear the slap from here, but just knocked out of bounds. Rebel basketball on the baseline. Rich County, or Mountain Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Wilson looking to the corner, nothing there, goes up top. Bell, defended by Jensen, dribbles to his right and gives to Wilson. Grohl on the left wing, follows a screen by Carrillo into the free throw line and pulls up just a bit strong, gets his own rebound, dribbles out to the right baseline and back out to Taylor. Grohl, a couple of rebounds in the game, including that offensive board. Wilson dribbles left to Bell. Alex steps left, picks up the dribble. He's left open, fires and misses short. Carrillo tries to save, but he stepped on the baseline and was out of bounds. Bell's first high school basketball shot attempt of his career. He's a senior, transferred into Rich. His family moved to Rich County this past summer, and Bell getting a chance with the Rebel varsity team. Jensen at the top of the key, bounces to the right side. Gleave dishes off to Morgan. Back around left wing, three-point shot short by Dalton, and Wilson has the rebound. Dishes off to Grohl for Rich. 52-17. T-Birds up big. Grohl crosses over, dishes off to Bell again on the right wing, dribbles to the free throw line, picks it up, looking, gives for Taylor. A lot of contact as the ball goes in and out of Taylor's hand, and they'll give it again to Piute. I think that was off of Taylor, but Reagan Dalton got away with a reach-in. 1:04 left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. And Rich, unless they can come up with a miraculous comeback, will drop to 0-3 with a tough 3 games on the schedule next week against Manila and then 3A Pinedale and 3A Mountain View, a couple of teams from Wyoming at the Flaming Gorge Classic in Green River and Rock Springs. Out on the right wing, Stanton Gleave gives off. Kick it across the top. Morgan to the left corner. Sylvester dishes off. Rebels in a zone defense. T-Birds working around. 30 seconds to go in the first half, and Grohl grabs hold of Kyle Morgan as he tries to drive by. Grohl will pick up a second personal, I believe. And they say, I think that it was on the floor. It is Grohl's second personal, Rebel fourth team foul. As Weston Sylvester inbounds. Under 30 seconds to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Rebels with just 4 points in the period and force a turnover. Piute had 5 turnovers through the first 2 quarters. They've got 4 here in the third. Wilson pushes up across the timeline with under 20 seconds to go. Kyler dribbles down right corner. Grohl inside looking for Riley Taylor. Couldn't thread the needle. Picked off and pass into the middle where Alex Bell comes up with it for Rich. A Rich County government steal. Taylor tries the Euro step past the defense, and he's called for the charge. Easy call there. He just didn't quite take that big enough step to his left to get around the defense. And Taylor picks up his second personal foul. Rebels have Muirbrook on the bench with 4. Huffner has 3. Taylor, Greer, and Grohl each have 2 apiece. High dribble as Morgan comes up court, tries to shoot, gets blocked, and at the end of the Epic Recreation third quarter, Piute leads 52-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Third quarter has been brought to you by Epic Recreation. For all your rentals in Bear Lake, visit epicrecreation.net.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest power, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Wesley Jensen leading all scorers with 16 points, and Piute leads Rich 52-17. Rebels with just 4 points in the first quarter and the third quarter each, 9 points in the second. Piute has the possession arrow to start quarter number 4, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Grohl, Wilson, Bell, Carrillo, and Taylor on the floor for Rich. Left wing, Morgan gives off to Sylvester, fakes the 3, tries to drive. Defense cuts him off. He dishes out to the right wing and then gets it back at the top of the key. Right wing, Gleave holding, looking inside. Wilson out high on him. Rebels in a 2-3, or is it a man-to-man defense? Yeah, it is man-to-man. Taylor comes on help defense. Gleave. Taylor blocks the shot and gets whistled for the foul. So Taylor picks up his third. Rebel 6-team foul to the T-Birds 1. Rebels were committed 28 or 29 fouls to Wayne's 13 yesterday. And it's been the same story here in this second half against Piute. Rich committing, 6 times the fouls here in this second half so far. First free throw short. Second one swishes through for Reagan Dalton. That's his first point of the game. 53-17. Piute continues to pressure. Wilson, Carrillo, back to Wilson at the top of the key, looks inside for Taylor. He gathers it in, turns and shoots, and he's fouled, and will go to the line to shoot 2. Reagan Dalton picks up his 4th personal foul. Second team foul for Piute. 7:15 left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th. Riley Taylor short on the front end. He's just 1 of 5 from the free throw line. The Rebels as a team, 5 of 13. It's just one area of the Rebels game that needs to improve down the as we go forward in the season. This is just the third game. Taylor's second free throw. Front iron, and back to the front and out. 53-17, the score remains. Kelby Jessen drives, fights through some contact. Probably could have been a foul. Rebels and T-Birds tie up for the rebound, and it results in a Rich County 4-H jump ball. Rich County 4-H empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Rebel ball. Wilson up across the timeline. As the Rebels trying to figure who's going to be the point guard, I think, still at this point. Right baseline. Carrillo fires away and misses. Strong rebound by Reagan Dalton. T-Birds turn and push. Gleave To the top of the key, Gavin Morgan drives, dishes off. Dalton comes up with it off the glass on the pass, was deflected, and Dalton puts it up and in. 55-17, T-Birds up. Pass to the right side, picked off, down the other way. Bell hustles and tips it away to prevent easy fast break bucket. But it's T-Bird basketball. It's the Rebel 21st turnover of the ball game. Jaden Westwood checks back in, and Reagan Dalton gets a breather. Sophomore for sophomore. Bounce in and open, but missing is Gavin Morgan. Jaden Grohl pulls down the Rebel rebound, his fourth of the contest. Grohl looks to his left, long pass, too long for Riley Carrillo. Turnover number 22 for the Rebels. Oh, looking for our McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision Play of the Game. The Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet Shot and Play of the Game, and the Garden City Adjustment of the Game. Stay tuned. We'll have in the post-game show the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Down inside, Stanton Gleave misses the shot. Riley Carrillo with the Rebel rebound. Jaden Grohl has it poked away and out of bounds. Rebel basketball as he went across the timeline. Rebels in the home blue, or the road blues. Piute in the home whites, and Piute has dominated from start to finish. Inbound to Kyler Wilson. Of course, we've got 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes till the finish, so just getting a little ahead of myself. Wilson left wing to Grohl. Jaden looks into the middle. Taylor at the free throw line, dribbles once, puts it up and misses, but he's fouled on the floor. Third team foul against the Piute T-Birds. Kelby Jessen picks up his first personal. And Rich sets up for a Mountain Valley Cattle Company inbound play, brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Grohl from the baseline. Looking. Jess gets it in before the 5-second violation. Bell inside. Jessen reaches around, taps it away, and steals it. Up ahead, finds a teammate. Layup is good by Gavin Morgan. Has 4 points in the game, 57-17. Rich pushes back the other way. Grohl picks up the dribble. He's in a little trouble. Morgan strips it. Grohl gets it back. Jaden looks inside. Jessen deflects the pass. Back up ahead again to Gavin Morgan for the layup, and he lays it in. 59-17. Rebels with another turnover. Wilson back to Bell. 5 minutes left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth. Wilson tries to drive, picks it up at the free throw line, floats it up and in. Good shot by Wilson, who has 8 points, leading the Rebels in scoring. 59-19, Rebels trail. 4:46 left to go. Rebel boys last year started a bit slow but finished strong and won in the quarterfinals over Wendover, lost to Tabiona in the semis. Gavin Morgan, another bucket. Nice, pretty little drive and dish by Piute, and Rich takes a timeout. They'll get some different players back in coming out of this comprehensive family dental timeout. Fourth quarter, 4:32 to go. Piute up big on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and for the third year in a row, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 100 for quality as well as best practices and critical access, with a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. So, when it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
61-19, T-Birds on top big over the Rich Rebels. 42-point lead for Piute. Connor Greer, Kyler Wilson, Truman Huffner, Logan Muirbrook, and John Scott on the floor for Rich. That is your starting lineup. Huffner lobs inside for Muirbrook. The pass too high. Poked away. Rich gets it back. Wilson comes up with it, scoops it through the lane and in. 61-21. Give Rich the Rich County Government steal, and that may be your top candidate for the precision play of the game, brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham. Down the other end, Quade Gleave slashes through, lays it in with the right hand. 63-21. Wilson right corner to Huffner. Truman lobs inside for Muirbrook, and Gleave reaches around and gets whistled for the foul. Quade Gleave picks up, I believe that'll be his fourth team foul on the Piute T-Birds. Rebels inbound from the baseline, another Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Wilson to Scott, John dribbles right, double team comes, he whistled for an offensive foul. Must have lowered the shoulder. It must have been an angle that we just couldn't see from up here, that he lowered the shoulder more than we could see, I guess. 63-21, Piute with the lead. Drive and a strip off the knee of Gavin Morgan and out of bounds. And a good catch by the official. It looked pretty clear from here that that's what happened, and that's what he saw as well. So T-Birds turn it over for just the 12th time in the game. Meanwhile, Rich with, I've got it, 25 turnovers. Muirbrook quickly to Wilson, right wing three. No. We're looking for that pro physical therapy three-point shot. Couldn't get it. Jensen the rebound, fires it ahead. Boy, he looks like a pitcher with that throw and misses the shot. But Gavin Morgan, the offensive rebound, putback is up and in. 65-21. Wilson across the timeline, bounces to Greer. Connor back to Wilson. Huffner in the right corner. Looking inside for Muirbrook. Can't get it and knocked away. Stanton Gleave away from Huffner and out of bounds. Rebel basketball on the sideline. Another Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Greer back to Wilson. Dribbles it out. Piute has switched to his own defense. A 1-3-1. Huffner right baseline jumper swishes through. And Truman Huffner has his first bucket of the game. 65-23, Rich trails. Time running down, just under 3 minutes left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Pass in the middle, Wilson reads it, steals it. He's out in front, takes it to the hole, lays it in. Kyler Wilson with 6 points in the quarter, 12 in the ball game. 65-25, Wilson coming alive here in this Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth. Jensen into the lane, dishes off, Gleave misses, rebound tipped up to the glass again, and then Gleave comes up with it. Dribbles right into Huffner, and Truman takes the ball away, but gets called. No, it was Wilson from the backside called for the foul. That'll put Gleave at the line, or is it Jensen at the line to shoot 1-1? Rebel 8th team foul to the T-Birds 4. So Gleave at the line has 12 points in the game and is 1 for 2 today from the free throw line. Will shoot 1-1. Gleaves first, back iron and swishes through. Earns himself a second free throw opportunity. Piute will improve to 5-2 on this young season. Swishes the second one through, 67-25. Greer, Muirbrook, Huffner, Wilson, and Scott on the floor. John Scott, who hit 3 threes against Bear Lake, hit 2 yesterday against Wayne, has attempted, I think, just 1 or 2 in this one. Couldn't get either one to go and throws it away. Piute with the steal. Gavin Morgan at the other end lays it up with the left hand and in. Morgan with 10 points in the quarter, and that steal and finish. 67-25. John Scott in the corner tries to drive. He's fouled with 1:53 left to go. Foul charge to Stanton Gleave, his first personal. Connor up top, throws it away. Morgan, another steal, and the layup is good. Gavin Morgan with 12 points in the quarter, 71-25. That's about his third steal and then coast-to-coast finish. Greer, he's just coming out high on that 1-3-1 zone defense and has taken away a lot of lazy Rebel passes. Greer to Wilson, quickly to John Scott, left wing three, a bit too strong off the heel of the basket, but Connor Greer with the Rebel offensive rebound. Back outside, Wilson steps up for the right wing three, misses. Huffner in the rebound. Muirbrook was held, and Dalton, I reckon Dalton may have just picked up his 5th. No, the foul against, oh, it is against Reagan Dalton. That is his 5th. He's the only one with, well, Quade Gleave has 2. Nobody else for Piute with more than 1 foul. 1:16 left in the game as Dalton fouls out. 3 points in the contest. Wilson, Mount Valley Cattle Company inbound play, looks to throw it in, gets to Muirbrook. His shot short. Rebound tipped as Piute heads up court. John Scott comes up with it. Strong finish on the left side. 71-27, Rich trails. Westwood backs it out. Morgan under a minute to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th quarter. Piute will hand Rich its 3rd loss of the young season. Rich will start 0-3. Westwood dribbles to his left and gives to Morgan. Kyle drives, dishes. Left baseline jumper, no. Back iron from Stanton Gleave, and Logan Muirbrook pulls down the Rebel rebound. 7 first-half points. Muirbrook hasn't scored here in the second half. Wilson drives right side, misses. Muirbrook offensive board, no. Got his own rebound, put back short, and he's fouled. Will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul charge to Weston Sylvester, his 3rd personal. Muirbrook at the line. Rebels have struggled from the free throw line in the contest. 5 of 12. Muirbrook misses the front end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make it 5 of 15 as they've missed all 3 free throw attempts in this 4th period. Muirbrook misses the second one short off the front iron as well. Across the timeline, Morgan picks up the dribble, dishes off. Time running down in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th, and the Rebels back off a bit as Piute tries to run out the final few seconds. Down to 10 seconds left, throw into the middle. Rich still hustling to try and get the ball back. 3-point shot by Weston Sylvester with 5 seconds to go. He knocks it down. 74-27. Rich just lets the final seconds tick off, and that'll be the final score. 74-27 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Piute hands Rich a monstrous loss. Rich, a little better 4th quarter after just 4 points in the first, 4 points in the third. The Rebels scored 10 in the 4th, but not nearly enough, and defensively give up 74 to the Piute T-Birds. I want to thank Coach Justin Grohl running our camera today. The camera is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, Gary McKee in Garden City. Visit BearLakeRealty.com, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake area. This 4th quarter has been presented by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Kyler Wilson, and you're tuned in to Rich High Hoops on Rebel Radio and MyLocalRadio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by Cat Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at Cat Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit MyLocalRadio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
Welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center and the post-game show. Our Rebels struggled today, this weekend. Lost to Wayne yesterday and a big loss to Piute this afternoon. We'll tell you more about it right now on the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap. Gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every day at Jimmy John's, 113 Front Street in Evanston. Piute jumped out to an early 2-0 lead, then made it 3-2 on a free throw. Rich got its first bucket and trailed 3-2, but that was as close as it would be. Piute went on a big run and outscored Rich 18-2. The rest of that first quarter, led 21-4. More of the same in the second quarter as Piute went into the half leading 39-13. The T-Birds would finish shooting 53% from the floor, 41% from three-point range, and run away with a 74-27 victory. Piute poured it on. Their biggest quarter of the game came when they had a monstrous lead in the fourth quarter. They scored 22 points and pulled away even further to win 74-27, the final on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rich drops to 0-3, and Piute improves to 5-2. It's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, where fresh and fast meet. Jimmy John's, 113 Front Street in Evanston. Stay tuned. More of our postgame when we return. We'll have the McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision Play of the game, the Garden City Adjustment of the game, and the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet Shot and Play of the game right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
Back in the post game, Rebels a tough one against a pretty solid Piute T-Birds team that beat Panguitch last week, lost to Bryce Valley last week as well, but Piute also beat Tabiona yesterday. Bryce Valley beat Tabiona today 73-47. Rich and Tabby struggling this weekend at the Central Utah Boys basketball preview. 74-27 the final score. Rich dips to 0-3 on the season with a tough schedule ahead, and got Manila, Pinedale, and Mountain View next week, and then after Christmas at South Summit, at North Summit, hosting Westside, at Bear Lake, at Cokeville, before they get into region play at Tabiona and hosting an Intermountain Christian team that's scoring almost 90 points a game. This will be a very tough schedule, and Rich will have a lot to work on. But we'll see how things go as they move forward. Let's move forward as well in our post-game coverage with the Garden City, Utah adjustment of the game. Garden City, where families play in beautiful Bear Lake. Visit gardencity.ut.us. The Rebels struggling from beyond the arc today, 0 for 13 from out there. And Kyler Wilson yesterday against Wayne, I think, went 1 for 9 from three-point range. Today, he made an adjustment, and it may have been a team adjustment as well, to try and attack the basket more. And what that resulted in was more free throw attempts. Rich didn't capitalize on that, shooting just 31%, 5 of 16 from the free throw line. But they got there more frequently, and that was certainly something that will help them in the future when they hit those free throws. And so a bit fewer three-point shot attempts, attacking the basket a little bit more. And for Wilson, that translated into the first game against Bear Lake. Kyler scored just 4 points. Make that 2 points on a couple of free throws. Then against Wayne, he had 5 points, and today 12. And again, a big part of that was attacking the hoop. So there's your adjustment of the game, brought to you by Garden City, where families play in beautiful Bear Lake, the Caribbean of the Rockies. Visit gardencity.ut.us. The Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game. Rolling Kennedy is Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealership with great deals going on now with employee pricing. And that's not like Auto Farm Chevrolet employee pricing. That's Chevrolet-wide, company-wide pricing. So pricing fantastic right now, and they're trying to clear the lot of those 2019 vehicles. So this is a great time to stop in at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Look for something, maybe a Christmas gift, maybe just time for a new vehicle. Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealer. And Rolling Kennedy's shot of the game. We'll go with Kyler Wilson. He's going to pull in a hat trick today because I'm struggling to find another shot that really was a significant or a good shot for Rich. They struggled from the free throw line, didn't hit a three-pointer today. But Wilson had a nice floater in the lane early in the fourth quarter. Actually, that was a little bit later in the fourth quarter. But Wilson in the lane, defense was pressuring, and he found a little opening just inside the free throw line and floated it up and in for the hoop. That's your Rolling Kennedy shot of the game. Rolling Kennedy's play of the game also to Wilson. After the Rebels had missed a shot, Piute took the ball, headed up court. Wilson just stopped and took the ball away, and then drove in and hit the layup to make it 61-21 at the point. The score was not relevant as far as the play of the game goes, but the steal, the shot, that's your play of the game, brought to you by Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet. And the McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision play of the game, the 170 Arrowhead Drive, number 1, McKay Frankham DDS, was also Kyler Wilson had a steal at midcourt. Actually, about 2/3 down on Piute's end, stole it, raced out in front of everybody, and then finished with the layup. It was a steal and a coast-to-coast for the layup, and Kyler Wilson. Your McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision play of the game. Stay tuned. We've got more of the post-game coming up, including the Rebel Sports Update. We'll visit with Rich High School wrestling coach and athletic director Cooper Cornea. The preview, I know the wrestling team was at Marsh Valley Tournament yesterday and today. They also had that duel with Big Piney on Thursday. And we'll talk with Cooper a little bit more about the wrestling team, get some details on that when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Berg Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
Back in the postgame show, Rich Rebels a loss against the Piute T-Birds, 74-27. Rich drops to 0-3. We move along in our postgame coverage with the Rebel Sports Update, and let's hear about the Rebel Wrestling program a bit with Coach Cooper Cornea of the Rich Rebel Wrestling team. Cooper, thanks for your time.
It's good to be with you, Ryan.
You guys opened the season last weekend at the Grace Duels. How did that go?
It was a good first tournament. It's a fun opportunity to have the whole team sit down and wrestle in that type of format where they can support each other. We wrestled our first duel was against Grace, and there's no two ways about it. They whooped on us pretty good, but it's a very good team. They're solid all the way through every weight. So, I knew it was going to be a tough duel going into it, but the kids gave a lot of effort, and even though we didn't come out on top, there were some good things to take away. And as we moved through the day, we faced some more teams that were a little more evenly matched with us, and the kids did great. Everyone got a win, so I was excited for that.
Is that style of a meet or a tournament, I guess, better for starting because everybody gets a few matches in the day, and it's a good way to get things going?
I don't know that it's necessarily better. I do like the fact that we don't have two wrestlers competing at the same time on different mats, so the whole coaching staff gets to be there and focus on each individual kid, and help them out the best we can. Whereas this next week when we go to Marsh Valley, we'll be wrestling in two separate gyms. We'll be spread out kind of thin between them. So I think it's good for that first one to get a spot where we can just focus in on each individual wrestler one at a time.
Speaking of each individual wrestler, give me a quick rundown of your guys, the weight classes, and if you're heavy in a few weight classes, a lot of guys or more than one guy at any one weight class.
So we're not super heavy on numbers this year, but we got a couple kids at 126. We have Mason Skibby and Corgan Conk. Time will only tell. I think Corgan's going to drop down to 120, which would help us as a team to split those up. We've got 3 kids at 132. We got Keller Sidaway, Austin Peterson, and Travis Gifford. Right now, we're just kind of bouncing those around between 132 and 138. Travis even bounced up to 145 this week for our duels. So those kids' weight plans kind of have them locked where they're at. So that's a game we're going to play all year, just kind of bouncing them around to do the best we can at utilizing those kids and giving them every opportunity to compete.
We're looking way ahead with this question, but is there a chance for multiple guys to get to state at the same weight?
So in our divisional tournament, you can only enter 2 in each weight. So, like they're at 132, we're going to have to do something there. We've got 3 kids right now, and obviously it doesn't benefit the team to leave one of those home, and it definitely doesn't benefit the individual. So we'll move them around with any luck. Yeah, we could possibly get 2 in a couple weights.
Anything else we should touch on, Cooper?
I think that's it. Best of luck to our wrestlers this week. We've got a busy week coming up.
Rebel Wrestling Coach Cooper Cornea, thanks for your time. Good luck with Big Piney.
Absolutely, thanks.
I talked with Coach Cornea earlier this week before the duel with Big Piney. Rebels lost that duel and then competed this weekend, yesterday and today, at the Marsh Valley Tournament. Thanks so much, Cooper, for your time on the Rebel Sports Update. One more quick break, and we'll return, wrap this thing up with a look ahead at what's coming up next week for Rich County Sports and Activities. That's right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
2 of the things you work hardest for in life are your family and your money. Taking care of the money you earn is an important part of taking care of your family. Gary Tusher, CPA of Montpelier, Idaho, is a rancher who's also provided professional tax preparation and financial services for more than 30 years.
When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, 208-847-2601.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
Back on the post-game show. A tough loss today for the Rich Rebels, 74-27 against the Piute T-Birds. Piute with the win improved to 5-2, and the Rebels at 0-3 with some tough games on the horizon on the schedule. Let's take a look at that now. Rebels, let's see. Looking ahead to next week. Rich gets back into it on Thursday as Christmas vacation begins for the school. The Rebels play at the Flaming Gorge Classic, and Rich will take on Manila next Thursday. The Rebel girls that night play at South Summit. Also that day, the Royals middle school girls basketball team hosts Kemmer at 4 p.m. And the wrestling team hosts Bear Lake in a duel with weigh-in at 4 matches at 5:30. Now, the Rebel girls team will be at South Summit for a 7 p.m. tip-off for the varsity, and I think we'll be with the girls for that game while the boys are at Manila. And I think you'll be able to watch that game, Rich versus Manila, on live.ksl.com. Then on Friday, Rebel girls are at Westside, and the boys take on Pinedale. We'll cover the Rebel boys against Pinedale at the Flaming Gorge Classic. And Saturday, the Rebel girls have the day off while the boys take on Mountain View at Flaming Gorge. Rebel wrestlers on Saturday at the Kemmer Tournament. Also this weekend, or the next week or so, the Wyoming Cowboys and Cowgirls have plenty of action. The Cowboys tonight host Northern Colorado. The Bears with pregame right here on KDQ at 6:30, tip-off at 7. The women host Northern Colorado on Sunday. That's tomorrow with a tip at 1 p.m. Tuesday, the women's basketball team takes on Gonzaga, tips at 6:30. And Wednesday, the men's host the UVU Wolverines with a pregame at 6:30, tip at 7 o'clock right here on KDQ. That takes us through the end of next week. And again, our next Rebel broadcast will be on Thursday when Rich takes on, or when the Rich girls play at South Summit. And our pregame will begin Thursday evening from Camas at 6:30. The Rich girls also in action tonight at Altamont, and unfortunately they will tip off in 2.5 hours. It's a 3.5-hour drive from Richfield to Altamont, so won't be able to make it there to broadcast that match or that game, but we wish the Rebel girls good luck tonight against the 2A Longhorns. Once again, our final score on the Station on Main scoreboard. Piute 74, Rich 27. Join us next Thursday when the Rebel girls play at South Summit. Our pregame starts at 6:30 right here on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. For today's videographer, Coach Justin Grohl, and our producer Val Cook back in the studio, I'm Ryan Steineckert. We'll talk with you again soon.
You've been tuned in to Rich High School basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals: Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, by Plains Tire of Evanston, the Come On In of Casper, The Store, by Evanston Regional Hospital, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, and by mylocalradio.com. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We thank our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, and our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with Evanston's Elin Olive, the Bridger Valley's Jake Hibbard, and our production assistants, Preston Bush, AJ Lamb, and Alyssa McDaniel. Biggest thanks of all to our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches. And like mylocalradio.com on Facebook to stay up to date with the game broadcasts. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com. Until next time.